Well, the one man who is in a no-lose situation here is former referee Bill Alfonso, the manager of record for both the champion, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, and the challenger, Sabu. We still don't have the answer to our question, who will Bill Alfonso manage? We also, Jeff Jones is gonna referee this matchup. Jeff Jones, who has been on the take for about 8 months. I think we have our answer. Bill Alfonso is coming to the ring with the challenger, Sabu. Apparently Alfonso thinks that Sabu is going to leave the Cobb County Civic Center in Wrestlepalooza 98 as the ECW World Television Champion. It's a bold statement by Alfonso. Maniac in all of professional sports, Sabu. Could Alfonso be the difference in this matchup? The champion is always the favorite heading into any matchup, but with Bill Alfonso in the corner of Sabu, will that make the difference? Sabu and Rob Van Dam trained together under the tutelage of Sabu's uncle, the original Sheik. And here comes the ECW World Television Champion, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, who claims he's not the showstopper, he's the show. Were not only tag team partners and friends for the most part, both phenomenal athletes.
In the ring at this time, the most admired and respected manager in professional wrestling, Mr. Bill Alfonso. The challenger from Bombay, India, weighing tonight at 222 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Sabu! Hailing from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing at 234 pounds. He is the current ECW World Television Champion, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam!
Alfonso is holding the title belt for Van Dam. Well, he did come out with Sabu, but apparently is representing both athletes. And Jeff Jones is the referee. Jeff Jones is in the pocket of Bill Alfonso. This whole thing stinks. I don't want to detract from what should be a phenomenal, outstanding matchup by talking about Alfonso or Jeff Jones. For you fans who may have read about Van Dam and Sabu in magazines and newsletters on the internet, but have never seen them actually compete, or are you in for a treat? Sabu looking for the single leg. Van Dam thus far has been too quick for his tag team partner and opponent here tonight at Wrestlepalooza 98. It's like watching a bull and a matador. Van Dam looks a little upset that his tag team partner threw a punch at him. Perhaps they have a gentleman's agreement to have a nice, clean wrestling match. Sabu finally got the leg. Misses the elbow. Spin kick misses. Clothesline misses. Waist lock. Standing switch. Nice counter. Into a head scissors. Van Dam kicks out. Side headlock. Waist lock by Sabu. Another standing switch. Roll up block. Leapfrog didn't work. Split-legged drop down. Monkey flip, no. Give up. Both men back up to vertical base. How well do these two know each other? Tag team partners and friends, we think, competing for the World Television title live on pay-per-view. Pat on the back. Rob Van Dam showing respect.
Hey, does anybody here feel gullible? You people really think that I'm gonna fight my partner, my best friend, for your entertainment? Hey, like anybody with half a brain would have done, no offense, brother, Sabu and myself put together a plan. Duh.
What? They're gonna kill referee Jeff No! It's a double cross! Sabu double cross Van Dam! Apparently Van Dam tried to make a pact, an agreement, a deal with Sabu in the back, so he wouldn't have to defend the World Television title. That's his only motivation. Sabu would have none of it. Slingshot sidekick, 2 count. Boot to the chest. Slingshot somersault leg drop to it. Nope. 2 count only. Van Dam rolls to the outside. Slingshot somersault plunger to the outside. Both athletes down the floor. Van Dam hits the steal. Face first into the ring apron. Van Dam rolled in by Sabu. There's a modified camel clutch. Sabu tearing a page out of the book of his uncle, the original Sheik. Rob Van Dam double crossed by his tag team partner and challenger tonight, Sabu. Reversal on the Irish whip. Sabu lands on his feet, nice counter to the back body drop. Full head of steam. Van Dam lands on his feet. There's a drop kick to the knee. And Van Dam responds in kind. Corkscrew leg drop. Cover 2, no. It seems Alfonso is rooting for Van Dam. Van Dam tying up the legs of Sabu. Pounding on the back of Sabu, that brings the arms back. There's the surfboard. Into a bow and arrow. Sabu's shoulders on the canvas. He gets caught up in the ropes. Van Dam stretching his tag team partner, stomping him in the face. Now stomping on the knee. Guillotine leg drop. Van Dam trying to decapitate Sabu. Alfonso looking on. Says he's split right down the middle. I don't buy it. Sabu clutching at that knee. Sabu always wrestling in pain. You can see the scars all over his body from the many barbed wire matches he's had, including the one where he won the World Heavyweight title from Terry Funk. Sabu is not afraid of pain, and while Van Dam might be, he's not afraid of inflicting it, even on his tag team partner. Van Dam twisting away on Sabu's leg. Single leg Boston Crab. Van Dam hammering the knee. Van Dam's gonna twist the... Van Dam's gonna dislocate the knee of Sabu. Alfonso giving instruction to Van Dam. A side kick right to the point of the jaw. Sabu, it seems, has had enough, but really can't put too much weight on that knee. Van Dam, a well-rounded athlete, combines acrobatics, great mat wrestling, martial arts. Now bridging the ring and the steel guardrail. Sabu dives through the ropes and nails Mr. Monday Night. Did Alfonso just help Sabu bridge the guardrail and the ring with that table? That one connected. Van Dam being laid out on that table. It's a chair to the temple. Van Dam being laid out on that table. Alfonso not even attempting to help Rob Van Dam off the table. Van Dam thought he got out of dodge, but Sabu vaulted from the top rope to the edge of the table, the steel guardrail, and still caught Mr. Monday Night. Rob Van Dam back over the steel guardrail, followed by Sabu. Sabu thrown back in. Rob Van Dam ascending the turnbuckles, gets caught, takes a chair right in the face. Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam on the outside. Sabu on the attack. Got a fist fight. So boot to the midsection. Sabu crushed. It's a roundhouse to the side of the head. Would you look at this? Van Dam wanted Alfonso to hold the chair in place, and Alfonso wouldn't do it. He couldn't do it to Sabu.
I'm going to be a winner any way you look at it.
Maybe Alfonso will lose Sabu after all. Van Dam just muscling Sabu up, drops him ribs first across the steel. An awesome display of balance, another guillotine leg drop across the back of the neck of Sabu. And Alfonso was shouting instruction to Sabu. Van Dam cinching up Sabu. Sabu fighting it. Drops Van Dam, crotch first across the steel. It's a fist to the chin. Sabu and Van Dam are down.
Come on, Van Dam, get up.
Sabu and executing that Asai moonsault. Seemed to land first on the steel.
Alfonso's the winner. Hey, you keep your mouth shut, buddy. I'll keep you by myself.
Sabu over the guardrail.
I'm a winner. Take your no, you're not.
That may be all for Sabu in trying to finish off the champion and his tag team partner, Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam. Sabu hit the guardrail and hard. This may be all. Lateral press, 2. No! That was close. Sabu stomps Van Dam. Chair to the face that was vicious. Keep your eye on Sabu. Triple jump moonsault misses. Rob Van Dam saw it coming all the way. And Alfonso was patting Van Dam on the back. There's a receipt for the chair to the face. Lateral press cover 2. That was close. Sabu again dropped. This time crotch on the top rope. Van Dam 3/4 of the way across the ring. The slingshot sidekick nails Sabu. Rob Van Dam positioning that chair. Van Dam hurdles the chair, the top rope. Does a somersault and nails Sabu. Again, we have got the champion and the challenger laid out on the floor.
Look at both of my men.
Van Dam on wobbly legs, as is Sabu. Not a whole lot behind those punches. Sabu thrown back in. Van Dam now setting up that table. Van Dam wants help from Alfonso again. He's not going to get it. Van Dam's going to suplex Sabu through the table at ringside. No, Sabu blocks it. Van Dam hung out to dry. There's an Arabian press that almost breaks Van Dam in half. Sabu now bridging the guardrail in the ring with that table. Chair between the eyes. These two are friends? Sabu vaults off the chair, off the top rope, and DDTs Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, on that table. They tumble to the floor. Only in the wrestling business would you have a friend who tries to cripple you like that. Van Dam again going after the knee of Sabu. Smart thinking by Van Dam. If he can take out one of Sabu's knees, he is essentially taking out 90% of Sabu's offense. What aim! Van Dam is out despite being on the top turnbuckle. Oh my God. Top rope Huracan Rana driving Rob Van Dam through the table. Now is Alfonso telling Sabu to finish off Van Dam? Is that what I heard? Van Dam can barely get to his feet. Sabu can't even get up. Very slow getting up on the outside. Now we've got a brawl on the outside again. Van Dam throws Sabu back in. Van Dam trying to slingshot Sabu, thrown first into the bottom rope. Sabu was able to spread his legs and negate the leverage of Van Dam. Chair to the face of Sabu. Van Dam up top in one motion. This is just brutal. Sabu is down on the canvas. Rob Van Dam is down on the floor. And now Alfonso's telling Van Dam to finish off Sabu. Talk about riding the fence. Sabu ribs first into the steel. Spinning kick. Sabu tried to duck it, did not get out of the way. Van Dam now on the steel guardrail. Oh! Van Dam still throwing punches from that position. Sabu is deadly when it comes to throwing chairs. Budokan Rana from the steel guardrail to the floor. Can Sabu now finish off Mr. Monday Night Rob Van Dam and leave Wrestlepalooza 98 as the ECW World Television Champion? Mr. Monday Night with a steel chair. Van Dam drags Sabu to the middle of the ring, cover two. No! Sabu kicks out of the Van Daminator, 2.5. Van Dam up to the top turnbuckle in one motion again. Adjusts his position in midair, frog splash, one impact, hooks the leg, way back. No! Again, 2.5. Van Dam really rocked now. Again, Sabu drop kicking the knee of Van Dam. Triple jump into a leg drop. Cover. 2. No. Boot to the face. You can see the toll the matchup has taken on both athletes, both the challenger Sabu and the champion Rob Van Dam. Sabu clips the knee. Van Dam luckily was holding on to the top rope. The knee really didn't buckle. Boot to the midsection. Sabu responds. Irish whip out of the corner. Monkey flip. Sabu lands, small of his back, hits the steel chair. Nonchalant covered. It doesn't get any closer than that. Van Dam misses. Misses again. Sabu does not. Again, Sabu goes after the knee of Van Dam. Arabian facebuster, this time to the back of the head of Rob Van Dam. That's won many matches for these two as a tag team. Sabu now without the help of Bill Alfonso, it should be noted, hoisting a table into the ring. Van Dam with a side kick. Sabu collapses the table. Leg drop. What impact? Rob Van Dam rolls to the outside. And now it's Van Dam throwing a table into the ring. Oh. This does not bode well for Van Dam. Sabu missed. Van Dam with a leaping sidekick, grazed Sabu. Chair between the eyes. Van Dam checking the direction of the wind. Wasting time, Sabu up off the table. Back down. Sabu all the way up top. Oh my God! And Sabu kicks out in two. One elevation on the frog splash through the table. Sabu driven head first into the canvas. Wow, that was close. Give referee Jeff Jones credit. He has called the matchup down the middle. There's a knee to the face, too. What? Jeff Jones has called it straight down the middle. You've got to wonder at what point we're going to find out who Alfonso paid Jeff Jones to screw. Slingshot somersault leg drop. Van Dam takes a boot in the nose. German suplex to the bridge. These counts are getting closer and closer to the fatal three. Sabu gets planted. Split-legged moonsault, that's Van Dam's coup de grace. That should be all for Sabu. Van Dam should walk out of Wrestlepalooza. No! Arabian press. Maybe that's it. No! That's the bell. The bell rang. Timekeeper Rocky Luciano rang the bell. Referee Jeff Jones is going to render a decision. We know that Alfonso greased the palm. It's a draw. We've got a 30-minute time limit draw.
Referee Jeff Jones. Decision is a 30-minute time limit brawl.
And these two are still fighting over that belt, but Rob Van Dam will leave Wrestlepalooza 98 still the World Television Champion. The issue between Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, and Sabu has not been settled here tonight.